How many people are doing inline linking on their website and or sidebar linking to related content? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For those of you who are not, but want to be, why aren't you? Pardon? Well, and that's one answer. The reason, though, that people who the people who want to be doing this kind of stuff often give is it's very time consuming. It's hard to make these links and do them well. There are some modules in Drupal that can help you do that, but what we found is they're somewhat limited in the way they work. And so, in fact, I so wish we could have gotten one of those other modules instead of having to program this ourselves. But we decided that we're going to build our own module that allows us to be more sophisticated and allow us to basically mix doing both human linking and automatic linking. And I was going to do, this module's just come out more recently, so I haven't done a screencast on it yet. So for this one, I will just have to demo. Put this in here. So I've got a demo website that I've already put in sort of a list of content. Just to kind of make it simpler, I created a content type called wiki, and then I've got a single blog post already. If we look at this blog post, we see that I have no links in it. So looking at my sleeve, I've already enabled though the link intelligence module. And I've also enabled Porter Stemmer. For those of you who don't know what Porter Stemmer is, basically, if you're going to try to do, it helps for search and basically allows that if, let's say, for example, the keyword is brakes, and we want to stem on brake, braked, braking, all those different variants, you could put them all in as keywords to get them to work with this process, with this project. Or you just enable to Porter Stemmer, and it'll automatically link all stemmed versions. But basically, once the module's enabled, it's a little bit like Path Auto, where you just run a batch on your site. It'll run on cron, you can say how many you want to run. It'll also auto-link anytime you edit a node, and you can kind of configure that, turn that on and off. But so I just went and did I click the button? I did click the button. And so it went and just did a bunch of auto linking. And if I refresh my page, we now see that these terms have been auto linked. Maybe I don't want inline links. Maybe I want to do sidebar links.
Are those links from within your own site?
Yes.
And how is it determining the relationship?
It's basically using a cascade of different mechanisms. So the first thing it does is it looks at the node titles and says, okay, I'm going to use this as a keyword. Then it looks to see, then you can specify a taxonomy or taxonomies to say, I want to get keywords from these also. At a third level, actually, if you merge it, if you actually install the Alchemy module, which does keyword extraction, it will automatically extract keywords. And then the next phase or next to do on the list is to actually integrate it into search and use search to help find. In fact, some people are telling me some interesting thing about what Solr is capable of doing.
Solr is incredible.
Yeah, and so want to look at some of those capabilities, and so there's sort of a cascade of different techniques that it's using. The other thing is it's tunable. So what's kind of neat is that you can install it and just go. But also, if you want to reroute, in fact, you can even do it where if I want this keyword to link to something off of my site, maybe to a Wikipedia page or to some other site you have, you can set that up also manually. So it's meant to work with both content on your website and content off your website. And so there's sort of an abstracted layer that you manually can deal with if you want to. I normally like to just show it sort of in the automated mode because most people are just going to install it and just want to let it do its own thing. Then maybe a few months later when they come across some custom use case, say, oh, I want to see what some of those more advanced mechanisms are. So basically it went and did some inline linking. We may want to go ahead and change these to sidebar links. And so, for example, I will just turn off the auto content linking. I've lost my tabs.
And this just gives you a block. Sorry.
Pardon?
This just gives you a block in the block menu.
Exactly. It gives you a block. Actually, it's implemented two ways. There's a read-only CCK field if you want to put it inline, or you can do it, it's integrated views, so that when I edit this, hit save, now we see that says that it creates sidebar links. We don't see them because the view isn't enabled. So I just drag, oops, no, I want the blocks. Site Building 101. Want to go to blocks, drag this view up somewhere we can see it, hit save. And now we see we now have sidebar links instead. Actually, want to turn those back.
How would that handle groups? Content, can you keep it within the group?
What's the question?
Ooh, no, that's not supported yet. Huh, that's an